Hello again, everybody. Welcome to another beer review on Cheer to Beers. Got a new bottle opener for my birthday. Oh, it's a KitchenAid one. It actually is a little better than the one I got, even though it has the little notches there. You can see it doesn't bend the cap as much. It still looks like I can actually salvage it. Still looking for one of those, so I'm going to check out a couple of the suggestions you guys gave to me and hopefully pick one out. This is review number 99, almost 100. I wanted to do a couple special beers from like 96 to 100. My last one was the Jackie O's Dark Apparition. Check that out if you haven't. Really great beer. This is a Founders beer, one of their backstage series. I think it's the last one for this year. I think they this is the last one. So I don't think they're doing one until probably early next year. I haven't heard much about it. This one was probably the least hyped one, cheapest, easy to get, but still heard a lot of great things, and then I heard a lot of bad things. But that could be because the other beers that they made in this series were so good. This is the Frangelic Mountain Brown. Not the Cashew Mountain Brown as some people were hoping for, but this one is a brown ale brewed with hazelnut coffee, 9% ABV, not aged or anything like that. Just probably a solid beer. Founders make some great stuff. They never let me down. So let's get into the Frangelic Mountain Brown. As you can see in the pour, it's not like deep black. It's actually kind of a dark ruby color. I can see the light through it. It's giving a very ruby red color to it. Big time, huge, frothy, big head on this beer. Let's give it a smell. Wow, hazelnut coffee, nutty, like peanut butter, almost peanut butter-like smell in this beer. It smells really good. Yeah, that huge hazelnut coffee, that takes over the whole smell of this beer. It's hard to really pull anything else out. Maybe a little bit of toffee sweetness, but huge hazelnut. Oh yeah, maybe some really dark chocolate, but the hazelnut, the nuttiness, the peanut butter kind of smell is just taking over this beer. Nothing like the Willoughby peanut butter cup coffee porter that I've had, but a very nutty smelling beer. Okay, here we go, guys. Cheers on the Founders Frangelic Mountain Brown, review number 99. Cheers. Solid, very solid. The smell was actually stronger than the taste, but the taste is similar to the smell because I'm getting that hazelnut, and then more of that brown ale kind of comes out, but the hazelnut is just very overwhelming in this beer. Yeah, it's that almost like peanut butter, hazelnut, like hazelnut butter, almost like if you made, peanut butter but used hazelnut instead. That's what I get from this beer. It's huge. You see it's actually sticking to the glass very well. A well-made beer. Carbonation isn't overwhelming. It's just very well balanced. Yeah, solid drinking beer. I feel like Chad would have said this might have tasted like a soda in the mouthfeel. It's I don't really like to say that, but it's it drinks very well. It's very smooth. And it has a great flavor. It's not overwhelming, but it's a pretty good solid flavor. And so far it's good. I'm going to sip on this one for a little bit longer, and then I'll come back with my final thoughts and my rating on the Frangelic Mountain Brown from Founders. Okay, back here with my final thoughts and my rating. Kind of finished my glass a little slowly, actually. I was in our beer hangout that I try to get to as much as I can. Joe D hosts it, and I think his YouTube tag is JJ Davin. And we just get together and talk beer for an hour or so. Sometimes it lasts a couple hours depending on how much we want to talk. So check it out. It's on Google Plus. If you know me, check out my Google Plus account, Cheer to Beers. You can find me on there. It's every Tuesday from 7 to 8. Beer hangout. Check out, look up JJ Davin on YouTube or Google Plus. You'll find it. But back to the Founders Frangelic Mountain Brown. This one is drinking pretty well. It's actually not as dark as I thought it'd be. It's definitely a color of a typical brown ale. Definitely on a ruby red. Some very light brown hues in here. Kind of a mocha colored head. But honestly, this thing is like that hazelnut really comes out like it should. It's actually very good, and I'm kind of surprised by this beer. I didn't hear a lot of great reviews, and I think that's probably because they didn't barrel age it. I think people are just stuck on that barrel aging. They think it, a beer tastes better because it's barrel aged. You know, some beers do, some beers don't. I do like a lot of barrel aged beers, and I like the depth that the barrels provide in a lot of the beers. But this one's still really good. If you like hazelnut coffee and you're like a craft beer drinker, this is probably going to be your favorite beer because the hazelnut comes out big time. You get this really, really nutty characteristic. Not a huge amount of bitterness. It's really, really drinkable. It leaves a little bit on your tongue, but it's a very, very nice, smooth, creamy hazelnut taste, and it's a really, really good beer. Definitely a really solid beer from Founders. I'm not sure if I would have ended with this one on the 4 backstages. The CBS was pretty good. I don't think I rated that one too high though. I think because I was expecting more on that. This one I kind of let it sit a little bit, and I waited and I looked at some reviews and I kind of got a feel for it, which I probably should do for most beers, but this one just definitely a solid beer. A very, very good drinkable beer. I'm gonna go with I think I'm gonna go with man, this one's tough. I'm gonna go back to halves because it's so tough. I'm gonna get 8.5 out of 10 on the Founders Frangelic Mountain Brown. So 8.5. You know, the big thing was it's kind of one note is my problem with it. You know, I was expecting some other flavors in there. It's just all hazelnut. You know, it's a brown ale brewed with hazelnut. I was expecting a little bit more of a brown ale flavor into it. Maybe if I let it age, which I wouldn't really want to do with this beer, being a brown ale. 9% ABV's hidden, can't taste it at all. Just a really, really good beer. If you like hazelnut, if you like brown ales, you're going to love this beer. If you can still see it, I picked it up for $12.99. Check it out. If you've had this beer, let me know what you thought of it. Comment, rate, subscribe, and until next time, cheers.